Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the very first episode of Welcome to the Fandom, your mostly spoiler-free, non-official fandom encyclopedia. Today, I'm going to tell you all about Doctor Who. Doctor Who is a British sci-fi show broadcasted on the BBC network. It revolves around a human-looking alien called the Doctor, although we don't know his real name. He's from the planet Gallifrey, from a race called the Time Lords. Note, not all Gallifreyans are Time Lords. He uses a time-traveling machine called the TARDIS, which stands for Time and Relative Dimensions in Space, and looks like a Blue London police box and has one of the most recognizable sounds in the entire fandom. With this, the Doctor visits different planets at different points in time, and often runs into a lot of trouble. Most of the time, the problem-solving process includes the use of a handy-dandy little device called a sonic screwdriver, which seems to do everything except work on wood. He is very old. In fact, we don't know his real age, only that currently, he's over 1,200 years old. He usually picks up a companion throughout his misadventures to travel with him. Past companions have included other aliens, humans, and even a robot tin dog. Time Lords are kind of like cats, but instead of having 9 lives, they have 12. You know, because Time Lords, clocks. When they are mortally wounded, they go through a process called regeneration, in which every cell in their body changes, essentially transforming them into a brand new person. This show is known for its confusing, non-linear plotline. But when it's about time travel, you should know what you're getting yourself into. The fans of Doctor Who are officially known as Whovians. I say officially because it's Oxford Dictionary approved. Look it up. The show was first broadcast in 1963 and was ongoing until it got cancelled, its last episode airing in 1989. A television movie was broadcasted in 1996, and it was the only on-screen performance of the 8th Doctor. This time period is known as Classic Who, and it features the first 8 regenerations of the Doctor. The show was rebooted in 2005 and is ongoing to date. This time period is known as New Who, and so far features the 9th, 10th, and 11th regenerations of the Doctor. Here's a quick tip. The way to tell if a person is talking about either Classic Who or New Who is that the groups of episodes in Classic Who are called seasons, while in New Who they're called series. To this date, the Doctor has had a total of 11 regenerations, soon to be 12 because the current actor announced his leave after the 2013 Christmas special, and the fandom is really upset about that. The actors who have portrayed the Doctors have been, in order, William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, John Pertwee, Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann, Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, and Matt Smith. They are widely referred to which regeneration number they portray. For example, William Hartnell is 1, Tom Baker is 4, David Tennant, ironically, is 10, so on and so forth. Like the Doctor himself, the show is very old. In fact, this November, they are celebrating their 50th anniversary with a special, bringing back old Doctors and companions, so the fandom is extremely excited about that. Unfortunately, talking about both Classic Who and New Who in one episode will take way too much time. So today, I'm going to focus mostly on New Who. Currently, the show has 7 complete series with an addition of specials and spin-offs. As mentioned before, the Doctor has had multiple companions throughout this time. They are, in order, Rose Tyler, Martha Jones, Donna Noble, Amy Pond, Rory Williams, and Clara Oswald. There also have been several characters which are not exactly companions, but have made multiple appearances on the show and basically play the same roles as them. They are Mickey Smith, Rose Tyler's ex-boyfriend, Jack Harkness, famously known to be able to seduce and sleep with any and all living creatures, Wilfred Mott, Donna Noble's grandfather, River Song with her famous catchphrase, spoilers, and Craig Owens, father of Stormageddon, Dark Lord of all. Ever since the 2005 reboot, the Doctor was believed to be the last of the Time Lords, since his entire planet perished in the Great Time War against another alien race called the Daleks. They are famous for their battle cry, "Exterminate! Exterminate!" And they're the show's best known antagonists that have been around since Classic Who. There was no victor in the war, the two sides practically completely wiping each other out. The Doctor thought that the Daleks had gone extinct, but he was proven wrong several times. Besides the Daleks, however, there are other notable enemies. Cybermen. They're literally human machines. A metal suit with an implanted human brain that has had all emotions removed from it, good and bad. Like the Daleks, they also have a famous battle cry, and have been around since Classic Who. Delete! Delete! Although they seem a bit dumb and harmless, they're actually incredibly dangerous due to their near invincibility, high-tech weapons, and impeccable ability to follow orders. If you ever encounter a Cyberman, you will end up doing one of two things: dying or becoming a Cyberman yourself. Weeping angels. Not gonna leave that image up for long. We know that the image of an angel itself becomes an angel. They are impossibly fast beings that send you back in time in order to feast upon your potential energy. However, they are quantum locked, which means they cannot move unless they are not being observed by any creature, including themselves. That's why they're called weeping angels, because 1, they look like angels with their fancy robes and wings, and 2, because they cover their faces so they avoid looking at each other and look like they're crying. If they do end up getting observed, they turn into stone, and that's why the fandom is extremely paranoid around angel statues. In the episode in which they are introduced, the Doctor has a conversation with a woman named Sally Sparrow, and his side of the dialogue is famous throughout the fandom. From this, the fandom gets the term wibbly wobbly to explain time, and also, don't blink, blink and you're dead.
Don't blink. Don't even blink. Blink and you're dead. They are fast, faster than you could believe. Don't turn your back. Don't look away, and don't blink.
The silence. Whoa, why'd I put an empty frame there? These are creatures that have infiltrated the Earth that can only be remembered when they are being observed. Look away, and you'll forget that they even existed. The only way to remember that you encountered one, and how many you saw, is by drawing tick marks on yourself. They are the main antagonists in Series 6. The Master, a fellow Time Lord that survived the Great Time War. He went insane after constantly hearing drums since childhood, which ended up being the heartbeats of a Time Lord's 2 hearts. There are several other monsters that have only been spoken of once, but still bring fear to many Whovians.
Are you my mommy? Mommy. Mommy.
But it's learning.
Mrs. Silvestri, I'm trying to understand. You've captured my speech. What for? What do you need?
Some of the most terrifying monsters are created by the writer Stephen Moffat, who is universally hated by the fandom. Not because he does a terrible job, but because he brings the fandom a lot of pain. However, several complaints have been reported against him because in recent episodes he keeps over-romanticizing the Doctor, and the fandom is not particularly enjoying that. Now let's be done with the concrete facts and let's tell you a couple of tips for joining the fandom. One of the biggest and most common mistakes a Whovian can make is to spell Doctor Who D-R-W-H-O. That is a lot of people's pet peeves, and you just don't want to annoy anyone like that because the show's spelling is D-O-C-T-O-R-W-H-O. Don't skip 9 to see David Tennant, and don't skip 9 and 10 just to see Matt Smith. The fandom will slit your throat. In fact, don't skip anything. That just ruins the fun. Also, don't claim that 10 or 11 invented sass, because the fandom will redirect you right back to 9 and will probably blame you for skipping him, even if it isn't true. The show has a lot of painful moments, but for some reason, the fandom loves to constantly reference them and make themselves cry. In fact, the most common topics of pain happen to be any companion's departures, especially Rose Tyler's, Donna Noble's, and the Pawns. However, there are certain topics that are never brought up. This includes episode 10 of series 2, featuring this thing, and how the Doctor looks after the Master has completely aged him. You just don't talk about it. It's taboo. Doctor Who isn't about being scared all the time either, though. The fandom has several inside jokes that they share too. Sometimes when Whovians are putting anything on their skin, lotion or water or whatever, they jokingly quote Cassandra from series 1 and 2. Moisturize me, moisturize me. Also, some of the Doctor's companions keep dying and coming back to life, so the fandom likes to keep tabs on how many times a character dies and kind of make it a competition. Currently on the leaderboard are Clara Oswald with 2 deaths, Amy Pond and Rory Williams, both with 11 deaths each, and Captain Jack, which I don't have an exact number for, but we all know he dies a lot. Also, ever since the 11th hour, the first episode of Series 5, the entire fandom is curious on how fish fingers dipped in custard tastes like. There have also been several non-canon occurrences that the fandom cherishes. For example, before leaving the show, David Tennant and the cast of Doctor Who did a mock music video to I Will Walk 500 Miles by Proclaimers. So anytime that song plays, Whovians begin marching in place. Each of the Doctors have also had their own catchphrases that are constantly quoted by Whovians.
Fantastic.
Fantastic! Oh, fantastic!
Have a fantastic life.
Allons-y! Allons-y, allons-y!
There's an old Earth saying, Captain. A phrase of great power and wisdom, and consolation to the soul in times of need.
What's that then?
Allons-y!
It's from the Doctor.
What does it say?
Geronimo.
Bow are cool.
That's all I have to tell you about Doctor Who. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more Welcome to the Fandom. Who knows, I might persuade you to join a fandom which you never thought about joining before. Thank you to the following Tumblr users that submitted their fandom facts and essentially helped me write the script of the show. Also, make sure to follow the official Welcome to the Fandom Tumblr, link in the description box. And while you're there, maybe submit a fandom fact or suggest what fandom should be featured in the next episode. Until then, remember, through tears and pain, if you like the thing, you're already one of us. Until next time,